Good morning. So I'm Porter, and this morning I had the pleasure of sharing with you all why I believe in prayer. And I will date myself here in a second, like Frank says, but I don't believe that you can believe in God without believing in prayer. I think that they go hand in hand. And so I'm reminded, everyone might not know this song, but my grandmother had like a favorite song, and it was called Royal Telephone. And it's in reference to landlines, which of course everybody doesn't remember landlines. But so part of the lyrics go, telephone to glory, oh, a joy divine. I can feel the current moving on the line, made by God the Father for his very own. You may talk to Jesus on this royal telephone. Central's never busy, always on the line. You can hear from heaven almost any time. Tis a royal service built for one and all. When you get in trouble, give this royal line a call. And so I guess maybe Central is referring to South Central Bell prior to AT&T. I don't know. I grew up knowing about prayer, but I've had misconceptions about what prayer is. And so I've often felt that if prayer is not answered completely, or the ultimate goal is not reached, then the prayer is not being answered. And so I've had trouble trusting the process. And so one of those things would be that our oldest daughter, Erin, we prayed for her to be baptized. She hears the word, believes, gets baptized, and then starts going to another church. And so it's like, well, that's not what I prayed. So, but you would think that having been reached out to in college and becoming a disciple, leaving the church, falling away, whatever you choose to say about it, and being gone from God, wanting to come back, but my heart was too hard for 16 years that I would understand about the process. But our heart forgets quickly, mine doesn't. So does that mean that God didn't answer my prayer? Well, there's several examples in the scriptures that God gives us. With Moses, he probably prayed to lead his people out of Egypt, but it wasn't time. So he went about it the wrong way, killed someone, left at 40, and didn't get to go back to around 80 for God. David was said to be king, but then he was on the run for his life before he became king. And in the scriptures, it talks about Daniel, as we're talking about fasting and praying, that he went to fasting and praying, and God didn't answer it right then, at least so he thought. It states in the scriptures that there was wrestling in the spiritual realm. But it talks about that God stated that as soon as, well, the angel did, that as soon as he decided to gain understanding, that God immediately went into action for him. And he does that for us, but because we don't see it, we don't think that that's what God is doing. So it's like standing over a flower that's planted and you're just waiting on it to grow. Like you're just watching it, just waiting. And so because it doesn't immediately appear, we think that it's not taking place. So like 2 weeks ago, I was sick, like physically, spiritually, emotionally. Dragging in here, just in time to hear Frank or Sean preach. But it didn't start there. It started like prior to that. I can remember when Sean was preaching about in James about knowing God's will and wanting wisdom out of that. And I was struggling with going to the job that I had, and I didn't want to know God's will. Like, I didn't want wisdom to make the right decision. And because my heart was like that, everything else was affected. So as Frank is kind of going through the scriptures and showing us how to pray with Lord's Prayer, and saying, okay, that you're supposed to praise God first and then ask for God's will to be done. Well, I can't say that if we don't know God's will to be done that we can expect for the prayer to work, because Jesus told us exactly how we're supposed to pray. So with that, I am learning that prayer is a process, and you don't stand somewhere like you don't want your children, if you have children, just stand there and ask you something just over and over and over and over. So God doesn't want that either. He expects us to ask and trust Him to do what we ask. But because faith without actions is dead, when we ask, we have to move toward whatever we're asking for. You just do. That's part of the prayer process, that you move toward. You expect rain, so you plant something. So I guess ultimately, I saw prayer back as a child. I knew that. I haven't always understood how it worked, but I definitely don't think that you can have one without the other. But I believe in prayer because God has answered so many prayers for me. I don't have a choice but to believe. Amen. Thank you.